ready for war in our land, so all Yorubas must get up to fight. A ßL0WS of ßL0WS land. The menaces of the herdsmen in Yoruba land has reached its peak lately. Several souls have been wasted due to a reprisal attack from the herdsmen after Sunday Igboho, after their community chased the Fulanis out of Egwa, a place in Ogun State. This led to the visitations of journalists to the palace of ßL0WS land. ßL0WS is a Yoruba land situated in the Yewa area of Ogun State. According to the king of ßL0WS land, Oba Akintude Akinyemi, the ßL0WS of ßL0WS land, makes clarity on the issue of the herdsmen that the Yorubas should never think what is going on the ground is a minor fight, that it is already turning into a civil war. Absolutely. He spoke thus: I want all the Yorubas to get up and prepare to fight because the Fulanis have brought war into our land. Presently, they have killed a person at Ketu, Igogila and Egwa. These people they killed are our people. Thus, what are we still waiting for? The problems I see about Yoruba people is that we always want to hear from our authority before we fight, but that is on the ground. But what is on the ground is beyond waiting for a command. The Fulani is waging war against us and our enemy, because Yoruba people are peaceful people. We don't like going to war without genuine reason. We like to accommodate another tribe in our land, but the people we are accommodating are the ones attacking us in our land. Since I was born, all I know is that a person cannot be enslaved on his or her land. Is either a person is abducted and taken to another land, but here the Fulanis are behaving as if they own our land. In my land here, I have said it and I am saying it again, Fulani can never have the upper hand in my land. The thing is, it's not even tribalistic. With the patterns, and if you look at history, the Fulani has had a continuous, repetitive history of having crusades and taking over people's land and then using their religion as a justifiable umbrella to just do all these things. If that's your culture, that's fine. But then don't attach it to the religion and be like, oh, we go together. So if you actually, it's not even being tribalistic and saying, oh, these people want to take over our land. It is what they've been doing for so many years, and that's why they've been able to build their empires or whatever. Some kings gave land to Fulanis. They are blaming themselves now. That is the thing. When you accept these people to come into when your guard is down, a lot of things can happen, and that's basically what is happening right now. It's just really sad at this point. I mean, now it actually makes me understand the effectiveness on how strong Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is, because it has to be very challenging for years to plan. You don't just come up with an Eastern security network all of a sudden. He planned this on the low key, and these people have been training, and they've been training, and that training has shown. It's shown because these people have been effective in making sure justice is being served. Right now, the numbers of cases of killings happening, we never hear it from the eastern side of the country anymore, because these people have taken the power into their own hands. And honestly, thanks to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because he's doing an absolutely amazing job, because that must be challenging, first of all, and to keep that a secret, and then to launch the network, and then for this network to actually be competent and on their game. He continues and saying that I have said it, and I can't give a meter of land to Fulani, talk less of a plot. Let us be sincere. How many Yorubas have been to Fulani land to claim their land over there? Absolutely. Thus, what audacity does a Fulani have to be demanding for land in our land? And at this point, it's not even... Of course, as Nigerians, we're allowed to go everywhere we want to, but of course, we know the northern part is obviously not as secure, and obviously with the tribalism, no one wants to deal with that. But if you look at the law, it is illegal to trespass. And if you're going to take your cattle, you're grazing on open air land, first of all, where there's no grass, just taking these animals through civilization as if nothing has happened. We're not living 200, 500 years ago. If that's your nomadic behavior, keep it to yourselves. But then don't bring that to a civilization, to a civilized southern Nigeria, and then think that can run. Absolutely not. You might compare and be like, okay, the southern part of Nigeria is not as developed or, as modern. But then when we actually compare to the northern part of the country, it's like it's a whole different country, and the southern is just like 5,000 light years ahead of, the northern part of Nigeria. we live in a very different, it's just weird. The king also advised that if unity that is always enunciated is not going to work, Nigeria should split so that peace can reign. In conclusion, the king and other heads said the Fulanis are all over the Yoruba land forestry and they are fully prepared for war. So all Yoruba should rise to defend their land. Wow, I mean, it's not far-fetched for you to think that we're gonna have a civil war. It's not far-fetched for you to believe that Nigeria will probably disintegrate. It is not far-fetched for you to think that these killings and Fulani headsmen are probably sponsored by the government. It's not far-fetched because we can see the patterns. It's happening again and again and again. And the thing is, because it's happening again and again and again, Nigerians are fully prepared, and we now know. So we have to play this game theory where, we have to, make tactical changes strategically before. We just have to assume what they're going to do it before them so we can corner them. That's just what it is. As long as we have social media, we will continue to speak on this, because at the end of the day, you can't just say that, oh fine, we should just sit down and then let these things happen. We just let these things happen. Because of what? Because at the end of the day, if we as Africans in our own land are getting killed, then what expectation do we have if we actually leave our land? It doesn't make sense. We have to take our power back, and we can't have any excuse as to why should we be going to other countries for healthcare. We're asking for the bare minimum. We're not asking for some top technology, whatever. We're asking for the bare minimum. Security, shelter, jobs, their duties. Because all they seem to care about is just elections. And again, this just shows where Nigeria is going to be. This just shows, how 2023 is going to be. Will there be even an election? Because, to be honest, the tribes are so against each other that there will not be an election at this point, because it's just very scary to actually foresee or forecast what could actually happen in 2023. Very scary. A comment here says, the war is not against Fulani alone, but against their ogas in the villa, which use the presidency power to oppress the southern people, of course. Someone said, I foresee Yoruba being liberated before the Igbos. Yoruba youth awake, let's go for war against the killer headsmen and their godfathers. Kill them at sight, not to arrest, but kill them to defend our land and our people. This person, someone replied to this comment and saying, Mumu, you can't make comments without calling Igbos. You will be liberated before Igbos. Your slave master Tinubu has spoken. You will liberate when you get the order from your slave master. Wow. The fact is, of course, we don't want death to happen, but again, history and when we see revolutions, death is basically inevitable. At the end of the day, we've got to be strategic to reduce it as much as we can. But again, these people, the police, we never even knew we had secure arms and policemen. I mean, if you see the videos online, police is literally coming out to attack protesters. They are in new gear. They have new arms. You're like, wow. So they give them new uniform. They're all looking well fed, well nourished and everything. And they're using it against their people. The fact is, there will be a major switch if the police people just resisted. If the policemen just were like, you know what, we're not going to take orders, we're not doing this together, they just be like, you know what, we're fighting with these people, it would actually turn this around. It would be such a huge impact where when the people and like the police force and the security forces come together, like that would literally change everything, because the security forces and the police officers are the ones carrying out these crimes for their organs at the top. And so if these policemen just decide, you know what, we're not going to have this anymore, our kids, our generations to come are not going to live under this kind of democracy, in air quotes, actually a military regime, because things are getting bad by the hour. So yes, at this point, all we can do is basically keep tweeting online, making sure that we're strategic on our next move, keep planning. These people are also planning as well. They're not stupid. They know what they're doing. And yes, hopefully we're making things trend. #NSARS has like almost 2 million, in fact surpassed 2 million tweets on Instagram. And of course, this is new gist for CNN and other international networks. So we online, we have to keep retweeting, we have to make sure that things trend. We just have to make sure that more things are happening. Put what you think about this in the comment section below. Do you believe that Yorubas, it's time for them to actually stand up and rebel against all this that's going on, and fight against people actually stealing their human rights and just take back their land? Put what you think, and do not forget to like and subscribe.